Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. I'm excited to be live this morning. Can everybody hear me over on TikTok? Jen says it sounds good over on YouTube. Hey, Maria, good morning. Mary is here. Hey, Gen X, good morning. Can you guys hear me okay over on TikTok? Maria says yes. All right. Well, happy Friday Eve. One of my favorite days of the week. One step closer to the weekend. I know you all feel the same. Woo woo. So, Mary says I can't hear you. Okay, let me try to reconnect here. 1 second. Okay, how's that over on TikTok? Can you hear me now? Gave our mic a little reset here. So, good morning, friends. Today I'm working on the Perfect Petals Granny Square. I came up with this over the weekend and I thought, oh, this will be fun. Make a little flower, think about spring. Everybody's Maria, thank you, or Maha, thank you so much for the finger hearts this morning. We're off to a fast start here. So anyhow, I came up with this granny square over the weekend, and I don't know, right now I'm really thinking about spring colors and spring vibes. I know all of us have had such a kind of cold winter, and a lot of us are having cold right now. Even my sister-in-law had snow down in Pensacola. Uh, she told me, she's like, I moved to the beach so I wouldn't have snow, and here she is with snow. So anyhow, I know a lot of you guys are all the same. So been thinking about these spring colors. So like I said, this is the Perfect Petals Granny Square. Now, guys, I don't have a written pattern for this. But once we're done with today's live, you'll be able to hop over to YouTube and rewatch this video. So we started with either a chain of 3 here for your center, or I did a magic ring. And then I put 16 double crochets into this very center. And then we kind of work our way out, but the petals have kind of this little lift on them. And it looks complicated, but I'm going to break it down. It's really not that difficult. Now here it is as in another colorway. This is the really fun orange, yellow, pink that we did the other day on a different granny square. I also mocked one up in a really pretty violet. I don't know if I like the violet as much with the white. It seems really stark contrasting. So I think if I did this again, I would definitely kind of change up these colors. Maybe this would look better with a little lavender, but you guys are the creator. So mic is cracking bad. Let me having problems with this mic this. Is the mic over on YouTube, guys? Are you crackling over there? I'm resetting the TikTok here. Okay, let's see if this is any better, guys. Let me know if the mic is crackling. I think I got it fixed. Is it crackling over on YouTube, guys? Let me know. Uh, It's good now. Okay, perfect, perfect. Let me know if it gets bad again, guys. I ordered a little clamp I'm going to use for my mics. It's supposed to get here Sunday, so I'm trying to redo my mics. When I turn and look at my tablet to answer questions, my voice goes kind of soft, and I don't like how that sounds. So I am working on my microphone situation. Anyhow, as I was saying, I think I would change up this white and maybe do it with a little different colors. But for today, I went to the stash and I dragged out some yarn. So here's what I dragged out for today. I found this roll of Karen Jumbo, and I thought, oh, that blue is kind of fun. This is the colorway Blue Raspberry. And then I had this yarn to pair with it. This is Big Twist Value, and this is the color Sapphire. So I thought, oh, those might look kind of nice together. And of course, I had some white scraps. Granny squares are a great way to work off your scraps and stuff. And then the other day when I was at Ollie's, they had the Red Heart Jumbos, and I got this roll. This says Bluebell, but that's not the color of it. It's actually light blue. Um, And I was surprised. This yarn I got at Ollie's, it's kind of soft. So it feels a lot softer than what I've had in the past. So I think Red Heart might be working on the softness of their yarn. Uh, so anyhow, I'm going to get started on this. Macy said, I fell at work this morning. Oh no. Did you hurt yourself, Macy? I got to find the center of this skein, guys, without hopefully getting a bunch of yarn barf. We're going to see here. I'm going to start with blue this morning, I think. All right. Well, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. I think it's because it was at Ollie's. It was not the greatest of skeins. But when with that price, you get what you get, you know? We'll just make a big old mess here. A big old mess. You guys know how it is. Okay, so I'm going to use whatever the yarn calls for. I think it's an I9. So if you look on your label, you can see it's an I9. So that's what I'm going to get out of my pile here. And let's get crocheting. Barb, yes, Red Heart softens after it is washed. I always wash my blankets before I send them off. And it with baby blankets, it works good if you put a little drift in there too. If you're, it not just to make sure it's not all chemically and chemically. Wow, that's a mouthful this morning, guys. I'm going to start with a magic ring this morning, and into our magic ring we need 16 double crochets. So, however you do your starting circle. Okay. I do a magic ring. If you want to do a chain and do it that way, that is totally fine. However you want to do your magic ring is perfectly acceptable. But into that magic ring or into your chain ring, you need 16 double crochets for this square. This yarn is awfully curly this morning. I just fished it out, and I have all this yarn barf everywhere, and I'm just gonna make this little tiny circle with it. uh, I might have to try to stuff it back in the center of the ball later. I hate that. But anyhow, I hope everybody's having a fabulous week this week. I know I certainly am, and gosh, any day that I can crochet, right? Queen 530 is here. Veronica, good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One more. Mama Wheeler is in the house. Hey, good morning, Mom. How are things in Florida? And I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch, okay? And then I'm going to snip off. We are going to change colors right away. Now, this is going to have a lot of ends to weave in because I am going to change the color a number of times here. Obviously, if you stuck with the same colors, you wouldn't have to snip off. But for me, I like to kind of change it up when I'm doing my granny squares. Okay, so we just have finished this little center, which is our little purple center here. Okay. And guys, if you're interested in this purple yarn, there are links on the link tree, but I can tell you this purple is lavender, Red Heart Super Saver, and then just, of course, Red Heart Super Saver white. This colored yarn, this really pretty, like purple and pinks and stuff, this is Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Monet, Monet, Monet. Okay. So you can see here now we had 16 double crochets we did into in between one group here. We're going to go in between. We're not going to work in the top. We're going to put 2 double crochets. Then we're going to skip 2, and then into the next space, we're going to put 2 double crochets. So for this, I'm going to get my white yarn. Miss Mary says it's a good week. I just finished 98 Sunburst Granny Squares. Wow, that is awesome, Mary. Congratulations. That's a lot. Okay, so again, we're not going to work in the top of the stitches here. We're going to just pick a spot right in between. And we're going to do 2 double crochets. So I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. If you want, you can, tie on and do a chain of 3. however you want to do that. Okay, so I put 2 right into that space in between. Then I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to skip 2 of these, and into this next space, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. Now, as we're doing this round, guys, it is going to kind of pucker up a little bit, and you'll see this as we move around. When we do the next round, it's going to flatten itself back out. So we're going to chain 1, again, skip 2, and into that next space, 2 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 2, into that next space, 2 double crochets. So we're going to work this all the way around, skipping 2 and doing our 2 double crochets. Guys, I'm going to be talking a lot about comments this morning, or a lot about crochet this morning, so I might miss some of your comments. I will do my very, very best to answer all of the comments, and the mods are here. Anvil and Gen X are both here. They will try to pin the comments so I can see them. I do see new followers popping up this morning over on TikTok. Welcome, welcome, friends. I am glad that you are here, that you have found us. This is a fabulous little group we have here. And for those that don't know, my name is April. Now, guys, as I'm talking about crochet stitches, if I do miss your comment, please, please know that it's not intentional. I'm not trying to overlook you. It's a lot for me to try to talk about the stitches sometimes and keep up with all the comments. And for those that don't know, I am live this morning, both over on TikTok and on YouTube. And there are groups following me on both places. So it is a lot for me to keep up with. But I will do my very, very best to answer all the questions as we go along. So after I get the final group of 2 here, I just work myself over into a space. I join with a slip stitch, and now I'm going to snip off. All these S words this morning are getting me a little tongue tied. Okay, so as you can see, this is kind of puckering up a little bit, as I mentioned. Don't be alarmed. That is going to flatten itself back out once we start working on this next round. Okay, now this next round is where the excitement really starts to happen. So you can see here we've done our blue in place of the purple, and now we've done this little white to get us set up to start working on the petals. And so the way that these petals work, again, they look pretty complicated because they kind of lift up here and give this texture. But I'm going to walk you guys through this, so don't count yourself out. Okay, you might be surprised that you're able to do this, even if you're fairly new to crochet. Okay, so you can see here in between these stitches that we did, we're going to place our petal. So we're going to be spreading this apart, and we're going to be working our petals right in between these V stitches. And then after we work these, this is a double crochet we're going to do in here. Then we're going to drop down into the space in between and put a single crochet to kind of lock it in there. So we're basically going to do a petal here. Then we're going to do a single crochet and kind of tap it down. And then we're going to start in here another double crochet little cluster fan, if you will. So let me get my blue yarn barf out of my lap here, because I am officially done with this blue for now. And let's cue up our fun uh, Karen Jumbo. I really like the Karen Jumbos. They do have a lot of kind of fun colorways. This one is called Blue Raspberry, but you can see it's got light blue and kind of some mint in there. And then it's got this like sapphire looking blue. So it's really, I really dig it. I think it's cool. Do you guys like this colorway? Or are you kind of like, what's your thoughts on this colorway? I really like it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody likes it, you know? Got some kind of some knots here. Oh gosh, 14 new messages. One second, guys. Mary says, has anybody ever used the Karen Cloud cakes? Perfect phasing yarn. How did you like it? I think that's what this is right here, as a matter of fact. Oh no, these are halos. Oh yeah, perfect phasing. Is this the stuff, Mary? I got this the other day. I think this might be what you're talking about. Uh, don't tell Mama Wheeler. Shh, it's a surprise. But I got this yarn because I thought this would be a good Florida blanket yarn. So, anyhow, sorry, Mama Wheeler, your surprise is wrecked. But I think it's this. I liked it so far. I just kind of did a little test with it. It's fuzzy, but it's soft fuzzy. This is Colorama Halo. Um, I think it's similar to the cloud cakes. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, Mary. But I do have this one. I'm going to be working something up with this here very soon. Let me get this closed back up here. I'm noodling on the pattern I want to do with this yarn, but I picked it up on sale and I kind of had to have it. So anyhow, let me know what you're thinking. 28 messages. Sorry, guys. Hey, Frostbit. Good morning. Hey, Amanda. Good morning. Mama C is headed out. Catch you on the flip side. Hey, good luck with your appointment today, Carol. I'll be thinking about you, sending you hugs. Carol's got some doctor's appointments this morning, so she was headed out. I have all that yarn actually. That is artist print. Oh, the purple one. I don't know where I would put that square. Is this artist print? It could be artist print. Maybe I thought it was Monet, but I could be totally wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. I'm human, y'all. Missy said, I wish I saw this from the beginning. Missy, it's not going to be a problem. And let me tell you why, because I am live this morning over on YouTube as well. So as I'm trying to get out this knot of yarn barf here. Oh, and this should be a good time to tell you guys, I got some happy mail yesterday. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place this morning, y'all. I'll get back on track here, I promise. But I got some happy mail yesterday, and I got to show you what I got from my friends real quick. And I got that knot out, so we'll be ready to resume here in just a minute. But as I was taking out a knot, I thought about this. I got this from Gen X. This is a little knot picker outer. When you get stuck, it has a little point on it. And she sent me this for Happy Mail. And you guys know I got my new little puppy, and it has the little dog paw. Is that not the cutest thing ever? Thank you so much, Gen X. I just love it. The paw has the little heart on both sides, but it's got a sharp little point on it. If you get a real tight knot, you can use it to get that out. I am so excited to try it. Thank you so much for the happy mail. I really, really love it and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but seriously, thank you. Thank you. And then I got another happy mail yesterday, two happy mails in one day. And this came from you guys see her all the time on here as well, Queen 530. And it is called Scented Stitches Stitch Balms. And she got me the flavor Cheer. And Cheer uses rosebud, rose geranium, and super high vibe rosy effect lemongrass for a bit of juicy freshness to radiate optimism. And these are by Mood Food. But basically, what you can do is they're little sticks like this. And she said she saw this on Queen. Help me out. Who is the creator that you saw it on? But you guys know how I get these burns right here because I crochet so much. Basically, you can put this balm right here on your finger and it helps to kind of keep this soft. But because it's kind of got that aroma, it's like an aromatherapy as you're crocheting. I wish you guys could smell this. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I wish you could smell on TikTok. But this is cheer. And so it kind of came with this and it tells you how it works and what you can do. They also sent me Queen, I was going to tell you they sent me the flavor of power. And if I had to choose between power and cheer, I love the one that you picked. It is so awesome. I just love the smell of it. Queen, you did good. Thank you so, so much for the little gift. I really appreciate it. That was just both you ladies. Thank you so much for sending me some love. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Queen said she saw it on Betty McKnit. So, anyhow, sorry, back, Missy, I was going to answer your question. Um, you didn't get here from the very beginning, but what I was saying is that's okay because I am live this morning on YouTube as well. And for those that don't know, after I'm done with the live on YouTube, I publish it out. So you can actually go back and rewatch all of the lives if you happen to miss one. Or if you wanted to make something, you could rewatch over on there. And my handle is Wheeler 8 Acre. So same as it is. You can find the links on the link tree, but feel free to check me out over on YouTube as well, and you'll be able to catch it from the very beginning. But for those that are just coming on, I'm going to do a quick recap here before we head into the petals. So, very easy center, okay? You can start with either a magic ring or a chain of 3. And into this center, we did 16 double crochets. Then I did, in the space in between, I did 2 double crochets. I did a chain 1. I skipped 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then into the next space here, I did 2 double crochets. Now this kind of curls up a little bit, but as we work to our next round here, we're going to be doing these petals. And as you can see, it flattens right back out. Okay. Now we are going to intentionally do a little lift raise here on these petal edges. And that'll be the next round after I finish the petals. Guys, I see all of the new followers this morning popping up. If you are new to my channel, my name is April, and I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7 Central Time. And guys, I'm really behind on the comments. I've got 51 messages. So let me pause here before I start these ruffles. I just need to get caught back up so that I have my sanity a little bit. Hey, Jillian, good morning. Ladybug is in the house. Thank you, Ladybug, for being here. Hi, Lori. Let's see. The weird neighbor said, thanks. This is fascinating. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here this morning. Kimberly says she likes the blue. I think it's kind of a fun, different color. It's called blue raspberry. It called to me. I don't know. It just kind of spoke to me a little bit. Let's see. Monet is an artist. Yes, yes. Thank you, Queen. I knew that. Let's see. Almost there, guys. Just one second. Y'all are on fire today, so did you see the yarn pull things on Timu that go on your finger? Baker of good goodness of good things. They do have rings you can wear. I've been crocheting for so long that I can't use one of those. And the problem that I have is I crochet for sometimes 10, 12 hours straight. It's ridiculous. And I get little burns here if I'm not careful. So Jillian says, can I ask what kind of puppies do you have? I crochet dog sweaters. So we got a little Rottweiler puppy. Uh, I guess it's been about a week and a half ago now. I'll bring him up at the end of the live again, but his name is Diesel. Hey, Cindy, good morning. Mrs. Tommy, good morning. Okay. And I also have a pit bull as well. So I think I'm caught up. Now, a lot of people were asking, where can you get these little pickers? And one of my friends here, I know, is making them. I'm not sure where Gen X got hers, but the gal that I know is making these. You can find these on Etsy, and her name is, I believe it's TSH by Karen. But you'll see Karen. I haven't seen Karen yet this morning, but Karen has some of these pickers that she's making also. And I don't know if Gen X got this one from Karen, but she is making these. So you could look for that. I think it's TSH Karen. If somebody knows Karen's handle, guys, can you pop it onto the chat for me? And over on YouTube as well. Karen is on TikTok. I don't know if she's on YouTube. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's do some more crocheting here. So into this space, I'm going to attach with a single crochet. Okay, now into between these 2 stitches here, I'm going to spread these out. and I'm going to place 6 double crochets. Look at that blue. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Is that coming through beautiful on the live? I love that like aqua, or it's, I guess it's like a sapphire blue. Gosh, it's just awesome. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, we need a total of 6 of these here. Okay, so once you have your 6 double crochets, you can see how that split those apart. Now what I'm going to do is into this space, I'm going to do a single crochet. Now that's going to bring that petal back down. So you make these little fans, and when you do that single crochet on each side, that's what naturally pulls those little fan shapes down, petal shapes. Now into this next space here, but or not space, but between the 2 double crochets, we need 6 double crochets. 3, 4. Oops, I split that. Let me rewind. 4. Thank you for the follows this morning. I see you guys popping in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's number 6. Okay, now into this space here, we need a single crochet. We're going to tap that down. Jenny says, I'm following because I like how you're explaining this. Thank you so much, Jenny. I try to explain as I go along, and I try to show everybody what I'm doing, and I do this every day. And every day I pick something new, and I kind of come on here and show. For those that are new to my channel, my name is April, and I am not a professional crocheter. This is just a hobby for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I like to come on here and have my coffee and crochet with my friends, and we all chat about crochet and crochet related things. And a lot of times I do get off topic. I'll tell you, I have bird feeders. I like to talk about my birds and my puppy dogs, and sometimes I talk about my husband and our little life here in Alabama. And we have lots of deer and critters that come in, but I do explain, try my very best to explain stitches and, just help people if they're struggling with their crochet. I have been crocheting for 40 years, but I do have a full time job. So I come on at 7, and then I hop off and I go in my office 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I go to work. And so that's kind of my little routine here. But thank you to all the new followers. We are very happy to have you. It's not just about me here. This is a fabulous community. You'll see all the people chatting. A lot of people are here every day in the mornings, and we have a fabulous group. We also have a crochet Discord. If you are interested in getting on the crochet chat server, you can find links on the link tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can get to the link tree from my profile on TikTok. It's also on the YouTube details as well, and my YouTube profile if you are watching me on YouTube this morning. So thank you all so much for being here. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to talk some more about these stitches now as we move along. Now, guys, if you are a new follower, I will miss some of the comments today. I do go back and I reread everything just so that I can kind of, keep in communication with you guys and know what was being chatted about and everything. But as we finish this, I want to talk about these stitches a little more. So if I missed your comment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, please, please do not take it personal, okay? I'm not trying to overlook you. I'm just trying to talk about these stitches as we go along. So basically, you can see here, we've just done our 6 double crochets. Now into this space here, I'm going to place a single crochet. And when you do these single crochets on each side, that will kind of force these double crochets to fall kind of sideways and form this little fan. This is used a lot when you're making flowers on crochet. Now, in between these 2 double crochets, I'm not going to work in the top here. I just split these stitches apart, and I actually work right in this space here. And I am going to put 6 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so what I mean by tapping it down here, you can see how when you do these double crochets, how you're kind of up high. So we want to force it down into this space. So the way we do that is we go into this space right here and do a single crochet. So now you can see instead of floating up here in the air, we've forced this kind of down into that little valley there. Okay, so now I'm on my last little double crochets here. Again, split those apart, and right in between we need 6 double crochets. This is 4. Can you guys hear my rooster out there crowing? He might be too quiet yet, but he's out. He's up and awake. Stud Muffin is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's letting the world know. Okay, now where we started here was a single crochet. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go right into that and I'm just going to join with a slip stitch. Okay, and now I'm going to snip off because I am done with this color here. Mrs. Tommy says, I love this pattern, but I love all your patterns. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, let's see. Bridget says, my yarn gets snagged a lot when I try to crochet. Is it because my tension is too tight? When you get snagged, let me ask you a couple questions. Is it because, like, is it like this where you split it like this? Is that what you mean by snagged? Sometimes if you split your yarn a lot like this, there's a couple, my theory is there's two different reasons. Number one, it could be really crappy yarn, which we've all worked with crappy yarn, and sometimes it's just the way that it is. Or it could be that you're using the wrong size hook. So, what I recommend to all new crocheters, if you're first getting into this art, what you need to do, every skein of yarn uses this. Okay, this is the Karen Jumbo. But if we look right here, they all have this little legend. It tells you that this is a 4 medium weight. Sometimes they say different thicknesses. You might have a 5 bulky or a 6 super bulky, or maybe it's a 3 weight sport yarn that's a baby yarn. So that's what kind of defines the class of yarn, if you will. Then, if you move to the next box here, you can see it calls for knitting. See the little knitting needles? It tells you what size to use. We're over here in the crocheters, so you can see the little crochet hook. It tells you to use a 5 millimeter US H8 hook. And I'm actually using an I9 hook because when I looked at this yarn, this is a 4 weight, but you can see it called for I9. So I just went with this larger size and I'm going to use this for this entire project. But as you can see, it worked up totally fine. So, what I recommend, make sure the hook you're using matches the yarn that you're using, and that could be what causes splitting. Let's see. Shauna also mentioned you might have a burr on your hook as well. So there are some suggestions for you to try. The where a burr would be is kind of right here. Now hooks are different. I use what is an inline hook, so mine is very flat here. You might have a different style hook. Um, I've got one here next to me, but either way, what you need to look for is if there's any roughness around your hook, make sure the hook is very smooth because that will create problems for you. Okay. So anyhow, we have finished our little flower center here now. Okay, so again, for those that are just joining, we've had some new people hopping on. I just want to recap a little bit before we move to the next round here. Into the very center here, I did a magic ring. You could also do a chain of 3 and do a circle that way, whatever you feel comfortable with. Then I did 16 double crochets into that magic ring. Then I came back and in between, I put 2 double crochets. Then I chained 1, I skipped 2, and then into the next space here, I did again 2 double crochets. And I did that the entire way around. And then I came back and I just added these petals. The petals are 6 double crochets in between those two double crochets, and then I did a single crochet into this space here. So you can work this pattern with any color combos that you would like to use. Here is an example in the lavender that I did the other day, but the exact same thing, I just used different colors. Here is an example with some bright pink and yellow yarn. This colorway is called Warm Brights. It's really pretty. This color here is called Monet. And then I also did a orchid color here. I'm not as keen on the orchid. I didn't really like this because of this white. I felt like this white was kind of too stark of a contrast. So you might have to kind of play around with your colors and see which you prefer. But for today, I pulled out of my stash this beautiful, it's called Blue Raspberry. This is Karen 1 pound. The blue I used is light blue. And then I also pulled out of the stash Big Twist. And you know, I've always gotten a lot of questions on the Big Twist. And this is the colorway Sapphire. People just wanted my opinion on if I liked the Big Twist or not. And I had not really used a lot of Big Twist in the past. And so I made it my mission on this last Joann's order that I ordered a number of skeins of Big Twist. And you know what? I really like the Big Twist. I haven't had problems with splitting. It's really nice and soft. I love the beautiful colors of it. It does have kind of some fuzziness to it. I don't know if you guys, sometimes it comes and goes as I'm working on it, but sometimes there's little puff balls on it. It hasn't really been an issue or anything for me. So I really am enjoying the Big Twist. I think it's a nice yarn, and it's really nice and soft. Also, the red heart, you guys know I love the red heart, but some of the new skeins I've gotten, like this blue that I got, this is really pretty soft yarn. Usually it's like tree bark. So I think Red Heart is really working on their product as well. Okay, so back to our little flower square here. What we need to do is we're going to put this little lip onto these flowers and make these petals really start to pop. And the way that we do that, if I put this petal forward a little bit, we're going to come along and we're going to do some back post work here that is going to force these flower petals kind of forward. And you can see here, if I put this back, can you see the little row of white here? That is wrapped around the post. And so that is kind of what allows this petal to give it that little oomph, that little pop. And so for this, I'm going to use the white again. Let me move this blue out of range here. And we're going to get the white kind of on the hook here this morning. So I got to try to remember how the heck I did this. It's been a couple days. You know, I make these videos half the time it's for myself because I can't remember what I did yesterday. Um, did I do the corner there? I think, well, we'll just kind of wing it here. I think I remember somewhat what I did. I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. And I'm going to pick in between the petals here into this single crochet. I'm going to put it straight through. I'm not working in the top here. I'm actually working right here into, well, let me get my scissors so I can kind of show you guys where I'm working. So I'm not working up top. I'm working way down here in the middle of this stitch. And I'm putting my hook through there. And I'm going to put a single crochet. So I don't really want a lot of height on this stitch, but I'm just trying to get my yarn attached there. Now we have next up is our petal. We did our 6 double crochets. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to work a back post half double around each of these 6 posts. So the way that I do that is I wrap my yarn around and I kind of put my thumb here and hold this. I put my work forward and I'm looking for the post of the stitch. So I'm not working here in the top under the bars. I'm actually working around this post and I'm accessing it here from the back. Then I'm going to grab up a loop. Now you can see I have 3 loops on my hook. I yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so this stitch, if I kind of push this forward, you can see it's around the post, not up here on top, but around the post. And I'm going to repeat this around all 6 of these stitches. So I wrap my yarn around, put my work forward. Again, I'm looking for that post. I slide my hook underneath the post so the post is sitting on top of my hook. Then I grab up a loop, and then I yarn over and pull through all 3. This is called a back post half double crochet. Again, yarn over, put my work forward. Can you guys see this all right on YouTube? Let me try to zoom in a little bit. I think we're getting like some feedback here. Let's see if that's any better. Okay, so now I have the post is, my hook is under the post. Grab up that loop. And now again, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So as you see, as I move along here, see how these white stitches are showing underneath? And what that is doing is it's forcing this little petal to push its way forward and kind of give it that little dimension that we're looking for. So now we'll move to the next stitch here. We need a total of 6 of these. Again, put our work forward, slide right under that post, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Here's number 5. Again, pushing our work forward. Slide your hook right under that post. Now, guys, these do take some practice, okay? When I was first learning to do this, it didn't come super easy to me. And so when I'm showing you this, I'm kind of showing you in slow motion how my brain finally related and was able to understand this. And everybody does this a little different. But you can kind of get the feel for how I do this. So when I do these normally now, as I'm sitting here on the couch working, I don't do this so dramatic. Okay, I can do these a lot faster, but for the live, I try to slow down and just kind of show you guys the process of how I get these stitches to work. So you can come back and check your work. Make sure you have all of your little white around those posts. And then here is our single crochet we did. So again, I'm not going to work up here. I'm going to come right down here into that space and push my hook through, grab up a loop and do a single crochet. So again, we want that to sit very flat. But now can you see how we've added this little ridge and pushed that petal forward and given it that definition? That is created by doing a back post half double. Okay, so now again, we just finished our single crochet. Now we've got to work our back post half doubles around all of these 6 stitches. So again, wrap my yarn around. I kind of hold this here to secure it. You don't have to. What I found when I was doing this, when I pushed my work forward like this, do you see how this stitch slid down here on the very top of my hook? I had a hard time finding where I was going. So that's why I kind of started holding it here. This way it kept the whole top of my hook free as I was trying to get under the stitch. Okay, so there I am under the post. Again, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Wrap my yarn around, put your work forward, look for that post, slide your hook under. Sometimes I have to give this little holding hand a little push forward so that the yarn pops forward. That's okay too, however you need to do that. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, again, push your work forward, look for that post, grab up your loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, yarn over, slide your hook under that post, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. We're going to do this a total of 6 times. And again, this is called a back post half double. Okay, so there is our 6th stitch. So now can you guys see how we've got 2 of the petals are now poking their way forward, adding that little cool definition Really, really looks good. Okay, so now again, I wonder if they're working on the lines. Sorry guys, if there was a little lag. I don't know. It says my Wi-Fi. There was a little lag. I don't know. It says my Wi-Fi was down, but I don't know. It seems to be back working. Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay, guys. I'm going to work these a little quick here, but now as I get over here to this where we're finishing up, I will go back and I will work through these. I just want to make sure I have enough time to do this. We still have a number of rows to do on this square, so I just want to make sure I can get through the whole thing. So again, I'm doing back post half doubles, but as I work over to the next edge, I will again explain how I'm doing these and kind of slow it down for the new folks who are not familiar with this stitch. As I get a few of these petals popped in, just because of the time, I want to make sure I'm going to be able to finish the square in its entirety. So again, here I am with a single crochet. Go right back in that little space and pop in your single crochet. Move to the next petal here. And again, resume our back post half doubles and work those all the way around. Why is it pausing like this? I don't know. I'm sorry it's pausing, guys. I don't know what's going on. It's not pausing on YouTube. Can you guys see it on let me go out and come back in. How do I go out and come back in? Hang on one second. Oh, there I'm back. It was paused on my tablet. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my internet this morning. We have fiber here. I have gig internet, so it could be maybe there's something going on with the company or something. I don't know. Anyhow, sorry for the pause. Hopefully we're back and good connection now. But I'm just going to keep working these half doubles as we work around the flower. Now here is the single crochet. So once again, I'm going to split that apart, slide my hook right in and do our single crochet. And now here's our next petal, back post half double. We need 6 of these. I really like these back posts. I know a lot of people are intimidated by them. I was intimidated by them for a very, very long time. And then I just kind of did some practice and finally I got the hang of it. So if you guys are, not well, sometimes it's scary to try new stitches, right? But I encourage you all to take the plunge, give it a try. Don't count yourself out because a lot of times we tell ourselves, "I can't, I can't, I can't," and we need to try. Try to do something new, try to do a new stitch. You might just surprise yourself as you're doing these, because for a lot of times I'm guilty of it as well. I think of all the reasons why I can't do something or shouldn't do something, and I'm here to tell all you guys and encourage you all. Give these stitches a try that maybe you haven't done before. Now, I know sometimes as you're in your crocheting, you might be very new to crochet, so maybe it's not the right time. But you could save this video over on YouTube later on and maybe come back to it when you have a little more experience. Um, but I'm going to slow these down now. We have our last 2 petals here. So I am doing what is called a back post half double crochet. And the way that I do that is I wrap my yarn around. Normally when you do a crochet stitch, you work under these 2 bars here on the top of the stitch. Instead, what we're doing today is we're working around the post of this stitch. And the reason why is because we're adding this definition here. Do you see how this flower petal is pushing forward and making it have this little almost 3D effect? That is why we're doing this stitch. So the way we do this is we wrap our yarn around and then I kind of hold it here with my thumb. I put my work forward and I look for that post and I slide my hook underneath the post. Then I grab the loop up. So now we have 3 loops and then I yarn over and pull through all 3. So if you look at it, you can see on the front here, here is where my white yarn is, instead of up here on the top. And so that leaves those top stitches to push their way forward and add that line of texture. Now you guys will know, you'll see me do this a lot of times. I really love doing post work, and so you'll see me do this a lot on uh, baby blankets and all sorts of different things. You'll see me do this. So again, wrap your yarn around, push your work forward, slide your hook underneath the post, grab that loop, pull it up. Now we have 3, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. And this is our last one here. Yarn over, put our work forward, slide your hook under that post, grab up that loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. So now here we are to our single crochet. We're going to go straight in, not up on top here, but in the middle of this stitch, and do a single crochet. We're just trying to move from this petal over to this petal. We don't want a whole bunch of clutter in between. And this is our last little petal we need to do. We've got 6 double crochets here. We need to do a back post half double around all 6 of them. So we yarn over, slide your hook underneath that post, grab that loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Again, yarn over, turn our work forward, slide your hook under, grab a loop, pull it up. Now we have 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, repeat this over all these 6 double crochets. Yarn over, slide your hook underneath that post, grab that loop, pull it up, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. And 2 more left to go here. Almost done. Last one. Put your hook underneath that post, grab that loop, pull it up, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Now we joined right here with a single crochet. We're going to join right into this with a slip stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of get my work there. Now, guys, you can kind of see it's kind of puckering up a little bit again. Don't worry, as we come back and add the next row, these petals are going to get flattened back out. But as you can see, we've got our fun little petal definition here. They're poking up, really starting to look like a little dimensional flower now. Now we're going to make some more magic. Guys, thank you so much for all of the hearts that are flying up the screen over on TikTok and over on YouTube. I appreciate all the thumbs up. We've got 5 thumbs up, 17 people watching over on YouTube, almost 100 here over on TikTok, and 14.3 thousand likes. Thank you guys so much for all of the likes and all of the shares. I saw a number of new followers pop up as well. So let me, in between here, starting the next row, let me just take a minute to introduce myself for those that do not know me. My name is April, and I'm a hobby crocheter. I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7 Central Time. I do have a full-time job, so at 8:30 I hop off and I go into work, and I work remote. So I relocate from my couch here, where you guys are all chilling, drinking your coffee, and having some crochet chat with me, and go off to work. So anyhow, that's a little bit about me. I do live in Northeast Alabama, and so I work in Arizona. There's a time difference, and that allows me to do some crocheting in the morning. So today we are making this purple perfect petals granny square that I came up with over the weekend. We have just finished the petals here, and we did this back post. You can see we just did this here, and that is what gave this flower these dimensions. Now, guys, if you missed the first part of this tutorial and you would like to see how to do this square, if you give me a follow over on YouTube, my handle is Wheeler8Acres. You can find the link in my link tree. This will be published out as a video that you can go back and rewatch. So where we're at right now, guys, we have to take this circle shape here, and we have to turn this into a square. And that's why I say this is where the magic is going to happen. So you can kind of see here in this corner, we did 3 double crochets, then we did chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Then we work along the top of the square here, the side, and we put in these little stitches here, not this row here, but these, and we are just kind of transitioning this into a square. So what I like to do is I like to get my stitch markers. This is especially handy if you are a new crocheter, okay? And we need to identify these corners. So I just finished right here. I'm not going to snip off. I'm going to be working with the white. I come in here and I pop in a stitch marker. This is my first corner. Then I'm going to skip 2 little ruffles here, and I'm going to come into this space here and identify another corner. Skip 2. Now right here in this one, I pop in another stitch marker. There's another corner. Skip 2, and here is our last corner. So we are identifying these so that as we are adding these corners, you can see these little stitch markers will help us know where we're going to place these corner stitches. So again, I'm going to pick up where I left off. I'm going to pop out this stitch marker here. And into this very first corner here, I'm going to place 3 double crochets. Now this corner, do you see how there's this little chain one or this little single crochet here? I'm going to do 3 double crochets to the right of this, and I'm going to start with a chain of 3. That's going to count as our first double crochet. Now into this same space here, I need 2 more double crochets. So the chain of 3 counts as 1, 2, and 3. That is half of our corner. Now we're going to chain 2. Now I'm going to go on the other side of this single crochet, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. I got to pause for a puzzle here, guys. 1 second. Okay. And it worked. Okay, so there is our first corner here. Okay, so you can kind of see that's where we're going to be turning this into a square. Now, this is our next corner that we're shooting for over here, okay? So we have to do some stitches here along the top so that we can move ourselves over to this corner. Now you can see this square or this flower, it kind of goes up and down, right? So my stitches are going to have to go up and down in order to meet this and what or to make this work. So what I'm going to do, this is the very center part of this side. When I do this stitch here, I'm going to be going around this. I like to almost work backwards sometimes because I'm skipping some of these stitches. I'm going to skip this stitch I'm not going to use, and I'm going to work 3 stitches here, even though we had 6 stitches. So I'm skipping the hidden stitch. I'm skipping this stitch. Into the 3rd stitch here, I'm going to place a half double. Then into this, and I did this as a back loop only. You don't have to. Do you see how there's this ridge of texture here? That is by working in the back loop only. And so the way that I do that is I yarn over and I go under the back loop, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. So I did a back loop. That'll leave that little bar showing there. Then I'm going to move to the next stitch and I'm going to do a single crochet in the back loop. So this one is tall, this one's getting smaller. Again, another smaller one here in the back loop, a single crochet. Okay, so we have our corner. Then there's kind of some space here where it pulls it out. I didn't put any chains or anything. I'm just moving along. Then I did a half double, single, single. Now I'm going to skip this stitch, and around this single crochet here, I'm going to do a front post half double. So I wrap my yarn around, I put my hook underneath that stitch. You see how it's sitting on top there? Then I grab a loop and pull it up, and then I yarn over and pull through all three. So that kind of continues on with this fanciness, if you will. Okay, and this half double, because this is kind of dipped down right here in between these two petals, that helps to pull that back up. Okay, now again, this is our corner here. Here is our fan shape from the petal. I skip the first one here. We're not going to use it. Into this one here, the next one, we're going to do a single crochet in the back loop. You could go under both bars if you prefer that. Either way is totally fine. It's your call. Again, another single crochet into that back loop only. And now here into this one, we need it to be a little taller. See how that dips down? So in that one, we need a half double. Now we're going to skip this one. I'm going to pop out my stitch marker. We're here to the corner. And just like we did the other corner, this is our little middle divider. Into this first space here, I'm going to place 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to chain 2. Now I'm going to move to the other side of this single crochet, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets, the other side of our corner. So let me pop this out so we can kind of go over this again, okay? So our mission here is we are turning this round shape into a square. So over in the corner here, we do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Then we skip the stitches here, 2 stitches, and into this third, we do a half double. So it's a little bit taller. Then we do the very shortest here at the top, single crochet, single crochet. Then I did a back post half double around this single crochet here. Again, very small, single crochet, half double, and then we're over here into the corner where we're back to our 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay. So now we're ready to turn again and start on the next side. So again, I'm going to skip these stitches here, just ignore those. Into this third stitch, I'm going to do a half double in the back loop only. Then I'm going to get smaller here. I may have skipped one too many here. Hang on, we got to rewind that. I skipped too many. Right here, we do our half double, single crochet, single crochet. Then we skip this one here. And here is that little single crochet in the row below we were looking for. So now we're going to do a half double around that single crochet. Slide my hook underneath, grab that loop up, yarn over, pull through all 3. So see how that's a little taller? We're trying to lift that up a little bit to get past that where it dips down. Now we're going to skip one and skip this one here. Into this here, we need a single crochet. Very small. We're working our way out bigger as we get to this corner. Again, another single crochet. Then we're going to do a half double. So we're going to get a little bigger here. Now again, we're skipping this stitch and we're ready to work our corner stitch. So pop out your stitch marker. Over here to the right, this is our single crochet. We're going to do 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. Now we're going to move to the other side of our little single crochet and we're going to do 3 double crochets on this side. Okay, so there is our little corner again. So you can kind of see here's one side, here's our next side. You can kind of give this a little pull. It'll start to flatten itself out as we continue to add rows. So again, we're going to skip into this. We're going to do a half double. Now I'm going to do a single. Again, keeping small as we move to the middle. Another single. And now here around this stitch, we're going to do a back post half double. Wrap my yarn around, slide my hook underneath that post, grab up a loop, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all three. So again, that's a little taller stitch. We're trying to bridge this little gap here where it is short in the middle. Again, this stitch marker indicates our next corner, so we're working towards that, okay? Skip a stitch here. Into the top, we're going to do a single crochet. Here's single crochet number 2, and single crochet half double for our third stitch. Okay, so single, single, half double. Now again, we're going to skip this stitch and into the corner here, pop out our stitch marker. We're going to do a 3 double crochets to the right of this little stitch here. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 2. Now we're going to move to the left of this little single crochet into this space here. I'm going to do 3 more double crochets. So this will complete our corner. So again, our corners are 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Now again, we're on our last side here. So as we move up the side, we're going to skip the stitch into this one here. We're going to do a half double. Now we've got to get smaller as we move towards this middle here. So we're going to do a single crochet and then another single crochet. Now we're going to skip this stitch, and around this stitch that comes down here, we're going to do a front post half double. So I wrap my yarn around, slide your hook underneath that post, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so that stitch is a little taller. Now we've got to be back shorter here as we work our way to the corner. So again, we're going to skip a stitch, and then we're going to do a single crochet here, another single crochet, very small, and now we're going to get a little bigger because see how that one comes down farther. So we're going to do a half double. And now we're going to join over here into the corner with a slip stitch. I'm going to slip stitch all the way over here into the corner. And we're just going to move our yarn over there. Okay, so now you can see it's starting to flatten out a little bit. As we add the next row, this will flatten out even more. But you can see now we've kind of got our square shape kind of established. So we're transitioning from the round shape into this square shape. And the rest of the way, guys, is very easy. I know this little stitch work we just did is kind of complicated. I would say it's probably, you guys can give me your opinion. I think it's kind of more of an intermediate type square as you work along, but I don't want to discourage anybody. It's definitely not beginner, but I don't think it's advanced. Okay. So, you'll be able to go back and rewatch this video on YouTube. If you follow me over there, it's Wheeler 8 Acres, and be able to rewatch this. But now what we're going to do is we're just going to come back and we're going to do a row of half double crochets all the way around. In the corner, we're going to do 2 half doubles, chain 2, and then 2 half doubles. So this will be kind of a more relaxed row. And this will help get some height onto our square. So again, our corners, we need 2 half doubles, chain 2, and then 2 half doubles. Now I'm going to work my way in the top of all of these stitches, working a half double the whole way around. So all we're trying to do is build some height and get this into a square shape, okay? So just work your way through all these stitches, adding your half doubles. And you'll see this will help to kind of get it kind of flattened out. And at this point, our square, once we get done with this row here, our square will be I believe 5 inches if I measured correctly. I have to measure this when we're done. A lot of people like to use 5 inches for like market bags. Now I do come back and I add some other color rows, but you can see there we're kind of getting flatter as we go along. Into the corner here, we need 2 half doubles, chain two, and then 2 half doubles, and then turn and work along the side here with more half doubles. So welcome, welcome all of the new followers here on TikTok. I did see a lot of you popping up as I was talking about the last row. I just wanted to say welcome. We are glad that you found us here. For those that don't know, my name is April. Excuse me, I am a hobby crocheter. I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7 Central Time. I live in Northeast Alabama and I work remote, and so I do have a full-time job. At 8:30, I hop off and I go into my office and I get ready for work. So, because there is a time difference between where I live and where I work, it allows me time in the mornings to come on and talk about crochet stitches and whatnot. And so, anyhow, it's just a fun place for me to kind of chit chat with friends and have coffee and, talk about all things crochet and some things not crochet related. But it's a very safe space. We have a wonderful community here. So anyhow, I am glad to see everybody this morning. And for all you OGs, as I like to say, that are here every day, day in and day out. Thank you all so much for being here as well. It has been, once again, a great week. Yesterday, we ended up getting 161 new followers on the live. And the day before that, I think it was 142. So lots of growth here as people are joining up, and lots of newbies that are joining. We are glad to have each and every one of you. Now, if you're interested in getting onto the crochet chat server, we do have a Discord. You can find a link for that on the link tree, as well as every day that I come on live, I update the link tree so you can access any of the yarns that I'm using, or all of the patterns and video tutorials, anything that I have, I put on the link tree so that you guys can access that and have it for your reference. And for those that don't know, I am live this morning, both on TikTok and over on YouTube. So when we're done with the live today on YouTube, I will, it takes about 24 hours to process, and then I will make some edits, and then I will publish this video. So if you missed the first part of this granny square and you're interested in making it, you can find it over on my YouTube within the next couple days. So Jen has given me a time check here. I did see the comment about Hannah said I would like to see her yarn stash. There is a video on TikTok of my yarn stash if you guys want to check it out. I have basically, I turned my spare room into my crochet yarn stash, if you will. And so, yeah, there is a lot of yarn in there. Now, guys, as we measure this, this is now right about 5 inches. So this is a great square size right now. If you wanted to do a market bag or anything that requires like a 5 inch granny square. So I try to do that. Obviously, I've got a lot of ends to weave in here. Let me tighten back up that center ring. So for those that are just joining, here are some other examples of this square finished. This is a lavender color. This is the colorway Monet. This is lavender. This entire square is Red Heart Super Saver. I also did a yellow and red version. This colorway is called Warm Brights. This is a big twist yarn. And you can see I've come back and I've added these rows of texture. That's what I'm going to do next. So I did get a time alert that it's 8:17. I will crochet until I get a couple rows added onto this. But what I wanted to do with this square is come back and kind of add these accent rows. And again, these are just half double crochets. So it'll make the square a little bit bigger. But I have this fabulous big twist here. And this is the colorway Sapphire, if you guys can see that color. It matches really nice with this square. And so I just want to add a little pop of color as another edging row to this square. If I can find my crochet hook, let me regroup here. Um, Gen X is the one that gave me this little tool. It's really cute, really, really cute. So it's a little yarn picker. It has a little point on it that if you get a knot, you can use it to pick out a knot. And the other happy mail that I got yesterday was the Stitch Balm Cheer. And you put it on your finger like this. So you can see I'm starting to get my little groove here. And you can work that in. It's like an aromatherapy, but it's made for uh, crochet. It's called Scented Stitches. This little gift came from Queen 530. You guys all know on here. But this is what it is. This is the colorway Cheer. It smells so good. It's rose geranium. It has a little bit of lemongrass. It is just yummy. And so now I can put this on my finger and kind of keep my hand from getting messed up. So again, thank you guys so much. For those little gifts. What a nice surprise that was in the mail. Okay, so let me get my yarn tied on here. I'm going to start with a slip stitch. I might run a little bit past 8:30 this morning, guys. I did already fill the bird feeders this morning, so I have some extra time. Um, I need to snip off here. I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got to get rid of this white. We're all done with the white. So let me get rid of this white yarn and we can tie on with our blue. Um, but that little stitch marker, I don't know where Gen X got hers. She could probably chime in and tell you. I know our friend Karen, you guys know what is it? TSH Karen. She makes these little yarn knot pickers as well. I think she has them on her Etsy shop. So anyhow, I think I missed. There was a comment that I wanted to answer. Let me go back and read this real quick. Somebody had a question about crochet. Oh, there's Karen in the house. Karen, I see you there. Aren't you making these little these little stitch pickers, Karen? Can you give everybody a wave if you're still making those? Girl of Ravenclaw says, "Small world. I used to be in North Alabama. We're in Rainsville. If you are familiar with the area, that's where we live." Well, I totally missed that comment. I'm sorry. I really wanted to answer that comment. If somebody knows which comment I'm talking about, it was a question about crochet that I wanted to answer. Um, so Karen just waved, guys. Karen also is making these. Um, Karen is also making these little stitch pickers on her. You could reach out to her. She also has them on. You're selling them on Etsy, right, Karen? Uh, so anyhow, if you guys want to give Karen a follow, if you're interested in these. Lucky Mike says, "Sorry to interrupt. You popped up on my FYP. Where can I find this pattern?" So, Mike, no problem with the interruption. We welcome it here. I made this pattern over the weekend, and it's a little flower granny square that I'm making. It's called Perfect Petals, and you'll be able to find this on my YouTube page. And yes, the question about the ribbon. Whoever asked the question about the ribbon, can you, if you didn't get an answer, could you please ask that again so I could see? I tried to find it and I missed it. Mike, if you want to go over to my YouTube, it's Wheeler 8 Acres. In the next couple days, this entire square will be published. We started it here this morning. We started with a magic ring and did 16 double crochets and then kind of worked our way out. And so then we did some petal stitches here, but that's where the video will be that you could rewatch this. Now, guys, I'm just adding a couple pops of color here on the edge. So I'll be able to answer lots of questions here as I get going. This is a very easy round. Into the corner, I'm going to do 2 half doubles, chain 2, and then 2 half doubles. When I work in the back loop only, I like to skip the hidden stitch here. This is the hidden stitch. And I'm going to work a half double in the back loop only of this round. And I'm just going to work this all the way around. I'm just trying to bring in this lovely peacock blue color that we have in the center of the square. Let me pull out some yarn here. This is a brand new skein. Random question, but I would like to add ribbon bow to a blanket I'm making. How can I attach it? So, Brianna, when you are working on a baby blanket and you do the edging, what you can do, I'm going to use an example of this square. Okay, so bear with me here, guys, for just a minute. I would do something, you would determine the height of your ribbon. Okay, then you would chain one, skip one into the next stitch, do like a half double, and then chain one, skip one, do a half double. Or it could be a double crochet depending on how big your ribbon is. But you need to set up this infrastructure where you're skipping one in between. Okay, so then you have it like this. Then what you do is you take your ribbon, and then you weave your ribbon in and out like this, back and forth. So your ribbon would go over and under these bars like this, and it would show through. So that's how I would recommend doing it. And then you could fasten off when you bring this all the way around. You could do a little bow here in the center, but that's how a lot of people will do their ribbon, is to weave it in and out like this. And obviously, it wouldn't be this contrasting color, right? If I had a white ribbon, I would do a white crochet here, but I'm just trying to explain with what I have. Hey, easy does it over there, guys. You guys need to behave. Everybody needs to behave this morning. Okay? Both of you guys. All right, go play. Mom's trying to crochet now. Off. Off. Not on my yarn. No, no. Not time for yarn. No, 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 no. I have a new puppy, guys, if you don't know. Okay, let me rewind this. So I hope that helped to answer your ribbon question. Now I'm going to go back and resume. I am working in the back loop only. No, no, no chewing. Hey, no. Goodness. Lots of puppy action going on right now. I show you guys when he's this sweet little angel, but this morning he was dragging the bath mats around. One bath mat made it all the way out into the bedroom. And so I've definitely got my hands full here with puppy land. But he is very sweet, our little Diesel. But he definitely has this. He wants what he wants. He's a little hard headed. This puppy is. I think my other dog as a puppy, I can't say his name or I'll get flagged, but he was much easier. He was a much sweeter little dog when he was a puppy. This Diesel is. He comes and goes. He's very like obstinate. He's opinionated. It's definitely a difference in personality. Yeah, I always tell the dogs to be nice to their friends. They play and they get to playing a little rough, and then Diesel yips out. So, guys, I worked a half double into the back loop the whole way around, and then in the corners we need two half doubles, chain two, and then two half doubles. And then I'm going to keep working these stitches. Now I always skip the hidden stitch here, and I just move to the next and do again a half double into the back loop only, and work my way all the way around the square. I'm getting a little hoarse this morning from talking. There's been a lot of stitch explaining to do today. But I really love to just come back and add these little color bars in. I don't have any plans for this square. I'm just going to put it on the Ring of Madness with all my other brainstorms. I may come back later at some point and do something with it. Maybe, make some for a market bag or something. But when I have these little ideas, right, I just like to get them created and kind of out of my mind and onto paper, I guess, so to speak, although I never put them on paper. But I like to get it created. And of course, now that I've come on and shown all you guys, then we'll have a YouTube that I can go back and reference later if I can't remember what I did. That is the nice part about being on TikTok and on YouTube. I like being able to go back and rewatch stuff. I know a lot of you guys appreciate that as well. So, anyhow, it's kind of fun. Frostbit, have a great weekend. Thank you guys all so much for being here with me this week. It's been a really fun week. Since the algorithm reset, I think we gained a lot of new friends, which is kind of exciting. I think everybody's page has kind of been like that. So I think it's kind of fun. And I'm glad Mama Wheeler is here this morning. She texted me yesterday that it was senior day. She couldn't chat. She had to get out there and get on to the senior day, as hitting the streets, as my grandma used to say. uh, Her and grandpa used to go out thrift storing and yard sailing, and grandma would say, I gotta go hit the streets. And we all knew that they were off yard sailing. So can't pass up a senior day at the thrift store. You never know what kind of goodness you're going to find. But again, guys, thank you all so much for another great week here on TikTok. I haven't decided what projects I'm going to have next week. I know I usually give you guys a little idea of what's coming, but honestly, I haven't even thought about what I'm going to do next week. So I'll put some thought into that over the weekend. Of course, I'll make my little events on TikTok and also on YouTube. This week on YouTube, I've had a hard time with my lives. I've had to restart them a couple times. I don't know. The orientation is just really kind of squirrely over there on YouTube sometimes. TikTok, you can change your orientation midstream. It doesn't, uh, impact anything. You can pause, you can edit stuff. It's really a lot easier. But over on YouTube, it's rather particular. So anyhow, now I'm just going to join with a slip stitch here into the corner, and I'm going to go ahead and snip off because we are done with this beautiful color. I just love this. It's so pretty. And I probably will need to block this. And this one is really kind of bowing up a little bit more. My other ones laid a lot flatter. I'm not sure what the difference is. I don't know if it's a difference in the yarn, which it could be, because this yarn I did here was the Karen Jumbo, and these were different yarns. This was all red heart. This one was big twist. This is red heart in the middle and then big twist. But this one's kind of ruffling up a little more. Maybe it's just because I just did it and it's fresh and it hasn't like all settled in yet. So then what I want to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to pick up this light blue color. And I'm just going to add another row of color around this. Again, you don't have to do these rows. Um, you could stop wherever you want on these. Trying to find the end. I got a bunch of yarn barf this morning, and I want to try to use this up. Hopefully I can find the end here relatively quickly. It seems like it should be right here somewhere, right? One would think. One would think it should be right here. I hate this. This is when you get your patience tested with crochet. I bet when they told you to crochet, it wouldn't. They didn't tell you you'd have all this yarn to contend with, and every day you would have a test in patience. I bet they didn't tell you that. Learn to crochet, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Nobody said you're gonna spend hours unwinding knots in your skeins. If I could just find where it starts. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. uh, I'm kind of scared to start with it though, because it's so knotted up. Let me just unwind this. Let me just do the thing. It'll make it worth it. This way I'll be able to crochet freely. Talk amongst yourselves. uh, yeah, the blue I got at Ollie's. It's just red heart, light blue. It's a red heart jumbo in the colorway light blue. And this is Karen. The variegated in the middle is Karen Jumbo, and this is blue raspberry is the color, and then this blue color here. This is Big Twist, and this is the colorway Sapphire, which I'm done with all those colors now. I'm just trying to get this light blue because I want to finish this. I just want to put another row on this. Like I said, I already filled the bird feeders this morning. I do have to feed the dogs, but that's pretty fast. And goodness me, oh my. I think we're getting somewhere here, folks. See, it happens to all of us. You sit there in your living room and you think, Lord, is it just me that this happens to? Oh no. You are not alone. You are in good company. It happens to all of us. Almost there. Okay. How about that? Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch, changing my colors. Whenever I do a granny square, you can see I ended here in this corner. Now I'm going to rotate my work, and I like to just pick any other corner. This will help to keep your work square as you go around. I start with a standing half double in the corner, and then I do another half double, chain two, and then two more half doubles. Then I'm going to do a half double in the back loop only the entire way around. So again, I'm just adding another little pop of color here. You don't have to do this. This is totally optional, entirely up to you. When I work in the back loop only, it puts behind a nice little row of texture. So I'm going to pause here in just a second. We can take a look at it. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know if I'm even going to like this light blue here. It might look totally like wah, 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 and then I will pull it all out. So we'll just put in a few more stitches here, and then we'll assess and see if we like how it looks. So that's how it would be. To be honest with you all, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, the light blue. I think it just takes away from it. So I'm going to scratch that. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my white. Frog it out. That's right. Get your frogs. Get your frogs. I did it. I tore it out. I didn't like it. I'm not afraid to frog. And I'm going to do white instead. Let's see how the white looks. Don't be afraid just because you think it should be one way. If you don't like it, don't be afraid to change your mind. Especially us girls, we can change our mind all the time. I know we have guys that watch us too, but you know, us girls, we change at the flip of a switch, I'll tell you. I just feel like I'm going to like this white a little better. I think the blue kind of muddled the really nice pop of sapphire at the end. So let's see how this looks. What are you guys doing over there? I hate to talk to them because then they'll come rushing over. And what do we think? We like that better, don't we? What? I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's so much better. Hey, Sherry. Good morning. I see you over there on YT. Um, uh, Thank you guys all so much for the new followers. I see you all popping up over here on TikTok as well. For those that don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is April, and I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7 Central Time. And Deborah says, I'm sitting here tearing apart an almost completed sweater. Oh no. I mean, it happens. It happens to all of us. If I don't like the way something looks, I'm not afraid to tear it apart and start over. But anyhow, for those that are not familiar with me, I'm just a hobby crocheter. And I live in Alabama and I work remote in Arizona. So I'm getting some time checks here over on TikTok because it's time for me to get off. I normally get off at 8:30 so I can go to work. But I just wanted to get this square kind of finished up so we could see the final look of it. Right now, I'm just popping in the last row of uh, like color pop here at the end. If you missed today's live and you wanted to see how to make this square in its entirety, in the next 24 to 48 hours, I will edit this video a little bit and I will publish it over on my YouTube channel. I am live both this morning on TikTok and on YouTube. And you can find the link in my link tree to my YouTube, but my handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. Wheeler, like, hey, my dogs are, nap time is over. I'll bring little Diesel up in a little bit, guys, as soon as I'm done with this square, and I'll show you. We'll get some puppy, but I'll tell you, they're running around playing this morning. I'm sure you guys can all hear them in the background, and our rooster is outside crowing. If you hear him as well. But anyhow, I'm just a hobby crocheter, but I publish out the live events so you can catch them after the fact if you wanted to make this square or come back to it from reference or something like that. There isn't a written pattern. It's just something that I came up with over the weekend, and I thought it would be fun to come on the live and make a granny square with you guys and just kind of show how it was, how it turned out. And so we started this morning at 7, and we've been working on it for an hour and a half or so as I've been rambling along. And anyhow, thank you for the gifts this morning, guys. And thank you guys all for all of the likes and support, not just today, but this week. Totally. It was a great week again. Over on TikTok, we have 24.6 thousand likes. So I see you guys all flying those hearts up the screen. Very, very cool. I appreciate the support. And if you are watching over on YT, I would love it if you could give a thumbs up over there. We've got a number of people watching on YouTube as well this morning. Obviously, YouTube is just getting started. I've been on TikTok for a while now. And so it's definitely growing on TikTok still, and YouTube is growing as well. So we made a lot of new friends this week, and I'm super excited about that. I do make a live schedule of events. I will work on that probably over the weekend as I figure out what projects are on deck for this next week as I try to wrap up some of my work and everything. Now I'm just going to join with a slip stitch into the very corner here. And then I would go back and weave in all of my tails on this square. But it's all finished now. We'll call her done. So here is the square. Let me iron it out a little bit here. So here's our finished square. Turned out really, really nice, I think. Guys, also, if you're interested in getting on the crochet chat server, you can find the link on the link tree as well. But here are some other examples of this square that we've done. I did these offline. And then I did a violet. The violet isn't my favorite. I think the white is too stark here. I wish I had done a little different with that white. This part here doesn't bother me as much as these petals are kind of pushing forward. But I don't know, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. But here's the one that we just finished. We made this on the live today. So anyhow, let me put all this to the side and I'll bring little Diesel up for those that are waiting to see the puppy. I've got to secure all this yarn or he will be trying to chomp it. So bear with me here 1 second and we'll do the elevator and see if he'll come up and say hi to everybody. But I've got to get this yarn secured or he'll be trying to chomp it. Okay, let's get the elevator ready. Come here, baby. You want to come say hi? Oh, the big boy's going to come say hi? Come here. Okay, get down. Let brother come up. Let brother come up. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, stay right down here. Okay, here is our puppy. Oh, yes. Don't get too close to the camera. This is little Diesel. We got him about, well, tomorrow it'll be 2 weeks. And you can see he's chomping on everything. I don't have any of his toys up here. Hey, say hi and be nice. Be nice. Don't come all the way up here. Just stay down here and be nice. No chomping. Good morning, Diesel. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So yeah, he has phases where he's nice and sleepy and puppy, and then we have these play sessions where he's chomping. I don't know if you can hear him growling. No, 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 no chomping. I don't want him to bite on my hands because I don't want those behaviors, you know. But anyhow, this is little Diesel, so he'll be growing quick, I'm sure. No, no chomping on mom's blankie. No chomping on the blankie. Come on, leave it. Okay, I give up. So, anyhow, guys, I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. And with that, April and little Diesel are going to sign off. Oh, now you're being a good boy. Now you're being a good boy. Oh, are you being sleepy now? Yeah, you're being a good boy now. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, guys. Bye. Have a great week, everybody.